Okay, going live. Greetings in the love and in the light of the one infinite creator. I am Andre. I am gathered here with Ed, Amanda, Michelle, and others. And we're going to be talking about navigating the harvest today and the population. And then I'm just going to give a little bit of background information here about the oil. So here is our oil reserve information, and Michelle was mentioning how she feels it's regenerated, and in a way that's true. Basically, as the earth compresses limestone, which is made from seashells and things like that from a long time ago, a little bit of oil comes out, like a tiny percentage, under high pressure. But it takes millions of years to get much. And so we've actually, we've produced and consumed most of it already. And so this is from the 2022, this is Rystad Energy. They've got the best oil data. And basically, we declined by half a year's worth of oil from last year. And we've got about 8 years left. And here you can see all these graphs. And then in Alberta, we can see how oil and gas peaked, and in the shale, and that the limits to growth. Everyone was predicting this for a long time, and it might be a gradual or it might be sudden, and we don't have enough minerals to transition to renewables, and so we're in scarcity industrialism. EU, and like in France, over 55,000 companies closed. They're kind of ahead of the curve because of the sanctions. And I think the UK, 46,000 companies are on the brink of bankruptcy. And Well, here you can see here EROI basics. So basically, the energy return on investment, it's all very related. So basically, back in the 1900s, the EROI for oil was around 100 to 1. So for every 1 unit of energy you put in, you get 100 units out. But now it seems our energy EROI on average is declining markedly. So 14, enough to pay for arts. We had that in the 90s. There were lots of bands and things like that. But yeah, you can't make money on arts anymore. And then enough money to pay for healthcare, you need an EROI of 12. We had that in the 2010s. Most of our global fossil fuel-based healthcare models are all collapsing. And then enough to pay for a school system. The school systems are collapsing too, so we may have reached EROI 9. And once we reach EROI 7, we won't have enough surplus energy to pay truck drivers and farmers. And that may happen in the 2030s. And then we won't be able to supply grocery stores with affordable food. If we get much lower than that, we won't even be able to truck commodities other than fuel. So this is basically a complete collapse of urban industrial civilization. And that... Yeah. 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 But firewood. Thanks. So firewood is one of the only renewables and hydroelectric that has enough energy return on investment to be worthwhile. So we're headed to the salvage economy, where people will be like, in the urban, they'll be taking pieces of metal and stuff to take to the rural areas, where they can turn them into farm implements. And so this will be one of the dominant lifestyles, this rustic or Amish Mennonite lifestyle. And then there's 56 years old. Yeah, and you're surrounded by farm fields there, so as long as you get good at gardening soon, you'll be all right. Oh yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, and then for people in more remote areas, untouched, like mostly northern Canada, there will be indigenous survivalist lifestyle, and they actually get to live to be 70 because hunter gatherers. Well, they live on average to 70. And then there's the New Age Sylvan lifestyle, which is kind of a hybrid of the two. So you have spiritual communities like the Amish that are sedentary, like as in they stay in one place. But you also have trees, and you're working with, and so you actually have more food provision with less effort, and so they live to be 89 or 99 years plus. And they have the highest subjective well-being. Yeah. Oh yeah, there will be UFOs in the New Age Sylvan one as well. Yeah, yeah, but for some reason in the rustic lifestyle there was no UFOs, but in this one there was lots of UFOs. Yeah, 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 yeah. And so yeah, here family homestead, a recommendation of a hectare, which is like 2.5 acres per person, and well, the thing is, no, oh, you won't have the energy for that. Um, oh yeah. Oh, okay, good. So, yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Fred is well prepared. I'm sure he's got 12 to 25 acres per person there. No, okay, don't tell anyone he says. Anyways, optimal family farm size is 5 to 10 hectares, 12 to 25 acres. So, community church. So then you have a church, uh, hopefully locally, of a group of 60 people, and that will help you fend off roving bandits and stuff. A village of 360. You could have a biogas facility. A neighborhood, you could have biogasoline and things like that. And then with a city, you could have a thorium factory. So I mean, like, it's scalable. And then with a county, you could have, other stuff. Thorium is a molten salt reactor. So their type of nuclear reactor, which is much more efficient than the uranium one. It's much safer. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Mm. All right. So now we can segue into our session, which is about overpopulation and the coming harvest. And they mention, there's a few decades remaining, and this is a session from 2018. Uh, okay, so here's the question. Um, Kuo, in the past you have mentioned that after the harvest, souls will be invited to come into the planetary experience from other sources because there will be an availability of slots due to the lack of those harvested from our third density. We humans are doing a terrible job caring for our planet, but overpopulation is in part causing a strain on resources and causing damage to the planet. Are there entities overseeing the number of souls who incarnate here? And if so, is there a spiritual reason for the overpopulation right now? All right. Do you have a volunteer for reading? You, Michelle? Okay. which is notable for the oil thing we were just saying. So a few decades, they agree with that. Okay, go ahead. All right, great. You guys want to discuss that for now, if you want? So basically, the summary is right now we've got a huge overpopulation issue because there's a large number of souls that want to be ready for the harvest. Um, but kind of the harvest is approaching and they're going to die off, and only the people who have graduated will be able to reincarnate in the future. And since the actual harvest is so low, many of them may be from off-world. So yeah, if they're harvestable at time of death, then they will get to incarnate in Earth's future. Now, so I also read Mass Dreams of the Future, and they basically say that for the next few centuries, there's not going to be as many bodies available. So I'll get to that in a bit, but maybe Ed has some more feedback on this particular passage while I get the summary. You have to be close to harvest. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Seniority of vibration. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what you're saying. Add time to your sentence. What do you mean by that? What's the point of? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. No, it is by seniority of vibrations. So you're right in terms of the people that are incarnating now are the best souls that are available, that are the closest to polarizing either service to others or service to self. It's because it's a mixed harvest, but I believe after 2000. Yeah, go ahead. Or that are incarnate now, because I don't know if mm-hmm. The service to self people. Mm-hmm. I think you may be confused. You mean the service to self people doing the depopulation? Yes, they're already here. They're already here, and they're already doing their best. Yeah, the only service. No, it only basically only service to others people are allowed to incarnate here now because we passed that 2012 boundary. And so now it's only so all the children kind of at birth were service to others polarized or extremely close to it when they were born. And I mean, environment can of course change them in some ways if they live in a service to self environment. But otherwise, they will end up service to others. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And they've been incarnating since what? Like, they've been called indigo children since the 80s. The dual activated bodies. That's what they call it. Dual activated bodies. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. So, here, let's see if there's any more good stuff here. I guess I'm still wondering if it sounds as though there's no gatekeeper to keep the planet from being overpopulated then, other than people of souls coming here for a harvest. Is there another spiritual principle for the overpopulation, like catalyst or something like that? No, that helped, thanks. Yeah. So basically, this is the only reason that this much population is allowed is because the Earth has decided, in her great generosity, to allow this many to incarnate as an opportunity for polarizing service to others. Here. Okay, so the next question. What happened to Ed? Did Ed kind of disappeared there? Here, I'll check up on him. Yeah, yeah. So there he is. There he is. Yeah. You're back. Great, great. So, if no one else has one, I've got another one. Those of Kuo have told us that as physical fourth density is realized, the veil of consciousness will little by little fall away, and those souls who have been groping in the dark will now find themselves standing in the light. You went on to say, it is to this light, it is to bringing forth of the conditions from the soil which allow the light to begin to shine in nooks and crannies, long laying in darkness, that we commend you. As someone very connected with soil, please help me understand what is meant by bringing forth of the light from conditions of the soil. No, thank you. That was very helpful. All right. So, you guys have some comments on that? Fertile soil of your own being. So, that. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's more life in a teaspoon. Like there's more bacteria in a teaspoon than there are humans on Earth or whatever. Mm-hmm. 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 I know what was kind of cool was they were talking about the Italians would when they were moving to North America, they would take a clump of soil from their home and put it in like a bag or a container, and then bring it with them when they came to their new pot. Put that soil in the ground when they got to their new land, because it's got all those materials and microbes and fungi and all that thing to colonize the new place. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I would definitely do that with my soil in my backyard because I've been working on it so long and I've put in so many nutrients and so many beneficial fungi and nematodes and all those kinds of things that I think I've got some of the top quality soil and, like, well, definitely all of Owen Sound. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They also do that with fungi. Go ahead, Amanda. Then they're gonna eat all the fiberglass boats. Well, they already do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. For sure. It's just that's very difficult to do. That's almost impossible to do. Mm-hmm. Well, you can also trust in God and all the spirits and stuff watching over the process and like pray that it all works out well, and it can. Well, I know that already the microplastics are being broken down by rodifiers, which are already in the ocean, and they're turning them into nanoplastics. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's just that it's just fungi don't grow well in the ocean. They need oxygen. Mm-hmm. Yeah. When I first set up my aquarium, I actually had lots of fungi in it. So my shrimp were swimming around and they had like little mycelium growing on them. Yeah. Yeah, it was. I don't know. I don't know. It was very hard on the shrimp population, but eventually, like, only the resistant shrimp survived. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So here, Kuo's transferring to a new channel. Michelle, did you want to read this? Okay. All right. Great. Mm-hmm. 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 What artificial sun? Which I'm not sure what you guys are referring to. That's yeah. I don't know if they're gonna actually deploy that. That sounds like it would be part of the secret space program, and they're laying low. Oh. Yeah. It's just like if the US has all of this mythical technology, why don't they use any of it at all? Why are they like you know, I think it oh yeah. Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Well that's the harp stuff, right? Yeah. We've had that for a long time. The repercussions. I know they did an intentional one in Turkey not too long ago, right? Because Turkey finished paying off its debts, and that was a threat to the IMF or whatever, and so they triggered this massive earthquake in Turkey to put it back in debt. So it would be beholden to the IMF again. The IMF is owned by the Rothschilds, as you may know. So it's, yeah, yeah, which is Israel basically. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. The International Monetary Fund is the official bank of the UN. Yeah. Yeah. That too. Yeah. So, Earth's cosmic appeal. Yeah, everyone wants to be here. It's just so great. Sun's deeper role. Infinite light and growth. Shine brightly. Yeah, very uplifting stuff. Great, great. Mm-hmm. Well, it's saying here. It's saying just the central sun. It's referring to our sun, but there's also the great central sun. Go ahead. No, it was saying. No, no. There was a different. Planetary logos is different, and then it says it in this. We are of the planetary logos and allow for the cause and effect of your sun. So, the central sun, a wonderful place of in every way. So they're referring to our regular sun here. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, but there's also. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I actually got this new thing, local apparent side real time on. Do you know about that? So local apparent side real time tells you when the galaxy is directly overhead. So at 13, well at high noon is when the galactic center is directly overhead. And right now, well, here in Canada, or in our own sound, it's 0423 local apparent time, 0424. And so that means that, well, it's actually below the horizon. But where you are, Ed, it's above the horizon now. Because you're 5 hours ahead. 9. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the center, it's in Sagittarius. The center of the galaxy is in Sagittarius. Yeah. So that would be the logos or galactic logos. Mm-hmm. Well, you could probably you could use. It's just what they found is that you don't even have to see it. It affects you. It goes through your house and everything, and actually when it's above you, when it like now or especially around noon, and up to or like 13:30 would be the highest effect for psychic abilities. So it's when your psychic abilities are most manifest is when the galactic center is overhead. So you're at okay, here local. Oh, okay, yeah, don't worry. Apparent time. Yeah, it's there's different calculators for it. I actually had to do a bunch of computer programming in order to get it to show up on my screen. I gotta, yeah. So, but yeah, um, I had to use a Node.js library and stuff like that. I don't know if you use Linux. Then I could send you my scripts. You don't know what I'm talking about? Uh-huh. Oh, okay. I think there's an app you can get. Maybe I'll try to remember what it was. I think it was called 1330. 1330. You could get it in the Play Store. Yeah. 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 All right. So let's continue here. Okay. Cool. Yeah. No, I found it. Is there a correlation between body, mind, and spirit? And the first three distortions. That is body with the third distortion, mind with the second distortion, and spirit with the first distortion. Mm-hmm. That was dense. So first distortion, free will, is the spirit. Second distortion is love, and it is mind. And third distortion is the body of light. Free will, love, light. Mm-hmm. 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 Yep. All right. Cool. Here, I'm just it figured it out. Very good from the text. And then I'm just making an image for this. And then we'll go on to the next one. So yeah, actually I was thinking, since I've been working on all this calendar stuff, I was thinking of adding a thing where it would tell me, so I'm gonna do, you know, the tarot cards, they're the archetypes. So there's 3 sets of 7, and there's 7 days of a week, and so I could do it, you know, starting December. I could make a calendar starting December 21st, 2012, or something, where that week is the first, the matrix of the spirit, and then just keep going until the present week, and then follow that calendar, and then I will, and then well, it'll get me familiar with you know, the archetypes, and you know, I could mhm 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 cool. So the matrix of each three. So I would go the first. So Monday, or sorry, Sunday of the first week would be matrix of the mind. The Sunday on the second week would be matrix of the body, and then it would be spirit, and then it would go back to mind, body, spirit. Yeah, and then it would just keep going, and then so Tuesday would be the potentiator, Wednesday would be catalyst, Thursday would be experience, Friday the significator. Wait, that's not right. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. There we go. Great way is Saturday, the Sabbath. There you go. Thanks. And I mean, you guys could do it too. It's pretty simple system, really. Yeah, yeah, uh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, like when we do a group session on it, I figure it out eventually, but then like from just lack of using it, I just kind of forget it a little bit, and so. So basically, I think there's a difference in what you're talking about in terms of if you're pulling cards, then that's probably for divination purposes, and that's a completely different thing. This is an archetype thing where you do it in order, and it's basically the mind. The matrix of the mind is like masculine energy, but it's like where you have an idea, and then you ask your wife, is that a good idea? And then she's like, yes or no. And then you have some catalyst where you try the idea, and then you have an experience of the idea. And then you have the significator where you integrate it into who you are. And then you would, the way that you are is transformed in the transformation, and then after the transformation it changes your outlook on life, and that's the great way. Mhm. 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 Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mind, body, spirit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I could make probably a Christian version of this. Yeah. The evangelicals would be up in arms. They'd be so upset. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Because look, spirit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. His mother, maybe. Or John the Baptist. I mean, or John the Baptist would be the priest here, and the baptism. I think. Here. Let me see. There's probably already a Jesus tarot. Maybe they have a. Oh, that I'm gonna put it up on Etsy afterwards. Here, okay. Jesus Tarot, Etsy Canada. Jesus Tarot. Yeah. Well, anyways, I think we're getting a little off topic here. No, we are on the far fifth topic? Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jesus cards. Well, yeah. Well, so basically I think the spirit one will be the either revelation themed or ascension themed. Like after he comes back. Mhm. 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 Ooh, well, well. So how the Confederation explains the matrix of the spirit is. Mhm. Mhm. So well, my understanding of it is that it's a new idea, and it's a new and fresh concept that has come to destroy the old concept. And so this one would be, say, him on the cross, I don't know, and saying it is finished, and then this would be the broken temple with the torn veil, uh, and the earthquake, and then this would be like him meeting Mary after he ascended or something, and then I don't know. I'm just, and then like meeting some of the other people and ascending to heaven, and this would be the Holy Spirit coming, and then or something like that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's just that he's not coming back for Revelations. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think the world might be like the world being Christian, or the world all uniting as one in love. Well, here's the trumpets, right? This is the resurrection, right? Mm-hmm. 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 The scrolls? Oh, the seals. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, this is already very Christian over here, right? The resurrection. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah. Oh, anyways, I'm gonna have to investigate it further, but I can actually make. I'm pretty sure there's a chat GPT that I can use that will allow me to modify existing images, um, and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Here, there was. Here. Hmm. Oh wow. You want Warlord Jesus? Oh. Oh man. Oh man, I wonder if it'll finally do this. Oh no, they're unable. Whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna have to do my own research on this later and see if I can get it to do it. Anyways, let's keep reading for now. In a follow up to the and thank you very much. Ra says that the realization of the infinity of spirit is even greater than the realization of the infinity of consciousness. Does that statement from Ra have a connection to what you just said about the linkage between consciousness and the second distortion and spirit and the first distortion? Okay, let's see. I have one. Okay, go ahead. Mm-hmm. Ross says realization of the infinity is okay. You know what? I don't even understand what this says, so maybe I. Mm-hmm. Spirit in the atom would make yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So here's the summary. Kuo highlights the spirit's role as both the creator and essence of consciousness, transcending creation to embody intelligent infinity without polarity or predefined nature, offering expanding view of beingness. The spirit as the foundation of consciousness. The spirit encompasses qualities that give rise to consciousness. The dual nature of spirit. Spirit is presented as a dual entity, both the creator of consciousness and as something beyond it, embodying the concept of intelligent infinity, which exists without being created and has no inherent polarity. Infinite awareness. The perspective suggests that the spirit's capacity for awareness is limitless, enabling a boundless exploration of existence within and beyond the confines of individual consciousness. The spirit's uncreated essence. The spirit's essence is the uncreated point to its role as the fundamental force or presence that precedes and transcends creation. Exploration of beingness. Seekers are encouraged to explore the concept of beingness not just as a function of consciousness, but as a direct expression of the spirit's infinite and uncreated nature. Spiritual implication. Understanding the spirit as both the source of consciousness and as intelligent infinity opens new avenues for spiritual exploration. Meditative reflection. Seekers might find it beneficial to meditate on the spirit's dual nature, contemplating how their own consciousness is a manifestation of this broader infinite spirit and what it means for their spiritual journey. Integrating this understanding into daily spiritual practice can deepen one's connection to the infinite aspects of the spirit. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's good, eh? I think, like, I'm just so used to reading ChatGPT, it's easier for my brain to understand it when ChatGPT explains it to me. Mm-hmm. AI, what'd they say? Mm-hmm. 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 Well, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, that will access the subconscious. Yeah, that is. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, that's the AI version. That's the colorized version. I said colorize this, and it's like made like a totally awesome version of it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what? I think that part of that essential aspect of making it like that is accessing stochastic information, which is like true randomness. So because like they've done lots of studies, and basically if you do, they were doing like with evolutionary programmers and things like that, and if you use true randomness, then the first time it might take a while, but then the subsequent trials will find the solution very quickly. And so, but with pseudo randomness, like they find the solution, always in a long period of time. But it basically, the true randomness is conscious. It is aware. It's very, very, very smart. It's like accessing intelligent infinity. And so, like, once it's figured out how to solve things once, then it can solve it very quickly afterwards. And I told the ChatGPT guys about it, and I think they've added in some stochastic stuff to it, because it's gotten much better since I told them about it. Because before it was obviously pseudo random and it was giving like garbage, but now it's got more. Like, it wasn't always every answer, but sometimes I would read some of their possible, like if I get it to make multiple paragraphs, sometimes it's like, this is like practically a channeled paragraph from the Federation, it was like really high quality stuff, Yeah. Oh, we lost Michelle. Will she be back? She's our reader. Okay. Okay. Here. Is it too small? Is that why? How about like this? Is that better? Or no? No. Okay, whatever. I can read it. These are pretty short. Oh. Oh, okay. Okay, sure. I have one short one. Would you please share those spiritual principles that relate to the concerns of those who are aging, particularly memory issues, but also limitations of the body that develop with age? I am Kuo, and am aware of your query, my sister. The process of which you call aging within your third density illusion is a product of the persistent processing of catalyst in order to move along the line of light, the spiritual spiraling light that moves in accordance with unity of the one creator. The processing of catalyst over a period of what you call time begins to take its toll upon the mind-body-spirit complex. This toll is that of wearing, shall we say, of a certain friction that is created when a catalyst is not completely processed. This causes a kind of aging that is represented in your physical vehicle, as you are aware, through its loss of some flexibility, some strength, some ability to recuperate from difficulties, be they physical illness, emotional, or mental. The mind itself also suffering in some fashion from the catalyst which has not been well processed, and which has taken its toll upon the mind. So that there are some difficulties, as you are aware, in the memory. We also would suggest that oftentimes the soul will program into an incarnation the premature onset of what you would call the aging process, so that this may be used as a motivation tool to aid the soul progress. For most entities, however, the process of aging is that which is a reminder to the mind that the incarnation has a set length, and that there is further progress to be made. It is well that it be attended to as soon as possible, for the time grows short. So there's a combination here of both that improperly used catalyst can cause premature aging, and that aging is to help you, remind you to get a move on. Okay. Good. Now make me too. it's also, well, they say basically, I've read a lot of their stuff, and Oxal basically says that it's all about processing catalyst. If you are good at processing catalyst, you will age slower. You will have longer on this earth. I mean, up to 900 years. Right? So, I mean, it's just that, yeah, our society is so far from the 900-year life expectancy, you know, that like most people never get anywhere close. Like, I don't know if you've talked to old people, but there's a lot of very spiteful, resentful old people that have a huge catalyst overburden, and then they just eventually just die from too much catalyst. And so, like, that seems to be the main cause of death on Earth is catalyst overburden. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, the final catalyst. That was the one you couldn't handle. It's like, after all the other ones. Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. I mean, there's a... Wow. Wow. Very good. Very good. Yeah. It's all variable. I know my my grandmother, she just left by meditating out of her body. So, yeah. Just like yeah. There was no Alzheimer's, there was no big illness. It was just, yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Oh. Where was it? So, yeah, there was a book, Mass Dreams of the Future, and in it, they have, like, in the 2300s, there's already people living to be hundreds of years old. Here, is that the one? Yeah, sure. I have a good one somewhere. Here, I have it in Calibre. I'll just copy it over. Calibre, copy link. Yeah. It is. Here, 22nd century data, the workshop subjects traveling to 2300 AD and beyond reported a wide range of lifespans and varying causes of eventual deaths. The disclosed age of death for the group varied from 25 years old, 2 cases, one on a spaceship accident, the other death in childbirth, and 400 years old, reported by a 2700 AD monk who said his body wore out. So he lived 400 years and he was born in 2300. Yeah. So within. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It. It's just remember this part, right? It's all going down. There's no 50 years from now, man. Okay. All right. Yeah. No. Yeah. It's just what I'm trying to explain is that the key to longevity is properly processing catalysts. It's not a physical thing. It's not a. Doesn't matter about the genes already have that ability, as long as our spirit is doing the work. Yeah, we're already a mix of 12 more ET races of the best that they had. You know, like, yeah. All right. Mm-hmm. And cool. Many of Yeah, the best of the best. Yeah, that's why everybody wants to come here, you know? Cool. Many of us seem to have an understanding that the population of fourth density will be less in number than the present population of Earth, which, if true, would mean that there will be a population reduction. If that is true, what is the mechanism of the population reduction between third and fourth density? That's a good question. I'm cool, and I'm aware of your query, my brother. The process of reducing the planetary population is a further extrapolation of the information that we just shared with the one known as Fox. For as entities are continuing to age and move through the process that you call death, then there's the opportunity for either the moving forward into the fourth density upon this planet, or of returning for as long as is possible to the third density to continue the process of polarization. However, at some point, which is imminent, though not specifically predictable, there will no longer be the opportunity to return for third density work to be processed into the fourth density harvest. Therefore, as the planet continues to be upgraded, shall we say, in fourth density vibrations, there will be less and less opportunities for the third density experience to be offered to those who have not yet made the harvest. When this time comes, those, then, who pass through the death process will find it necessary to be placed by their etheric or form-making bodies into another third-density planet, perhaps in another galaxy or position, in order to begin again a new third-density cycle that will allow further processing of the catalyst that will hopefully at some point allow the mind-body-spirit to open the green ray energy center in unconditional love that will provide the passport, shall we say, to fourth density. So I guess people are still able to incarnate as of 2018, who are not yet fourth density. Or, yeah. Not. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're not gonna. They're not gonna be allowed back here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wanted to see if this is here. There's gratitude. A quick follow up to that question: as those ineligible fourth density move on to other third density planets, how do those in the space time realm of third or fourth density experience the reduction? Is there a decrease in birth rates, or is there another outer mechanism in place? And thank you so much for everything you have offered, Kuo, through you and Julie. Kuo. I'm cool and am aware of your query, my brother. The population that remains upon the planet, as a great portion of it moves through the process that you call death, of which we would call walking to the light, to have the energy centers assessed as to harvestability, will see that there is a reduction in the planetary population. Many will find reasons for such a reduction by reading their newspapers, which will have accounts of various illnesses, wars, and natural disasters that will be put forth as the reasons process for the reduction of the entities upon the planet. And in many cases they will be precisely so, for this will be the process by which many shall exit this particular planetary sphere. Thus, it will seem that in many cases a natural process of entities finding the end of the incarnation through the means by which all incarnations have ended throughout the 75,000-year cycle of beingness upon your planet. At this time, we would thank each entity for the greatest gratitude of our presence this afternoon. You have spoken of words of praise. Okay, so that was the end of it. But that's cool. Okay. Here. Which will have accounts of various illnesses, wars, and natural disasters put forth as the reasons process for the reduction of the entities upon the planet. So illnesses, this was in 2018. This was before the COVID narrative. That would be the illnesses. Wars, we got the Ukraine war, the Iran war, the Gaza, that's happening now. And natural disasters, those are kind of ongoing, but they're definitely escalating. Yeah. The ocean is the warmest on record, and it's like this much above last year. You know, it's crazy. Yeah, so the Great Conveyor is slowing down, and so the Northern Europe is getting cooler, and North America and Canada is getting a lot warmer. Like, honestly, it's been positive temperatures here, and this is February. This is supposed to be our coldest time. It's supposed to be -10 at least, not +10 or +5 as it is outside. It isn't it doesn't matter. Even El Nino years, like they're supposed to still be cold. They're not. We're not supposed to be in spring. Well, it's just with the global warming, the whole globe is a lot warmer than before. I know it. Yeah. And Hindu Kush mountains are barren. They don't have any snow on them this year. Last year they had snow on them, and they need that snow for the spring melt to fill the rivers. There's nothing to do that. Yeah. It's the Hindu Kush region. Salt? I'm not sure what that would accomplish. They're already putting too much stuff in the ocean as it is. There's already too much stuff in the ocean. Like all of our fertilizer, our sewage. Like we're losing so many minerals every single day to the ocean, and we will never get them back. I mean, unless there's some kind of serious Earth transformation. That's one of the other things in this Mass Dreams of the Future. It says that there's a possibility, though later the Confederation said that probably won't happen. But if there's like a pole shift kind of thing, the continents themselves could change. And it was saying that the depleted continents will sink, and then the undepleted continents that are under the ocean will rise. And so there will be like a new Atlantis and things like that. That's a possibility, and I know Nostradamus predicted that almost everything would sink and there would just be a few islands. But he was looking at the worst case scenario of where everyone is in like a fear anger state, and this was hundreds of years ago, and basically. I haven't heard of that. Nope. Oh, I see. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. But yeah, the the Confederation basically says that those massive natural calamities only happen in an attempt to lower the amount of fear, anger, and confused emotions on the planet. And they were saying that we have, like back in the early 2000s at least, they were saying we have enough cohesion, enough love, enough kindness, and wonders and stuff that we probably will not have any pole shift event. So, mm-hmm, 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 mm. Okay, okay. Mm. Well, it used to be in Canada, but it keeps moving around. Yeah, it might be in Russia now. That's the magnetic poles, though. Yeah, the magnetic poles have switched on a regular basis, and we are overdue. But we don't know if it'll happen in our lifetime or not. Like you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so 12,000 years ago was the last pole shift that we had. Basically, the at that point, a bunch of stuff like Siberia and the Yukon moved farther north than they were before. And so there was like that's we had woolly mammoths that froze to death with fresh undigested food in in their bellies. Yeah, yeah, or like or minutes or whatever. It was very very quick. And then there was like flash frozen, Yeah, like they said, mammoths were flash frozen 12,000 years ago. Sudden and dramatic freezing event has been subject of much speculation. But yeah, I've read there was a star. There was a book by Dolores Cannon, something star some. No, not Keepers of the Garden. It was a different. There is a nope by Dolores Cannon about ancient ETs in the Yukon. You know what I mean? Oh, it's having some trouble right now. But anyways, I think. Oh, you know what? I have Dolores Cannon over here. Dolores Cannon. What's the name? Legend of Star Crash. 2 screens. Yeah. Yeah. Legend of Star Crash. So it's called The Legend of Star Crash. And basically, at his time frame, he was kind of an indigenous guy that lived in the Yukon, what we call the Yukon. But he was a descendant of people who had Pleiadians, who had crashed their ship in the Yukon, and he had some admixtures from them, and so basically he says that his people remembered the pole shift. I don't know if it was related to the crash or somehow happened before then, but anyways, there was a movement where things got a lot colder. The Yukon wasn't as cold as it was afterwards, and so apparently the same thing for Siberia. So I don't know. I guess it shifted that way. And so that would be around like 12,000 years ago, and so he was like maybe, I don't know, 11,000 years ago, or maybe close to that time frame, close enough that his. Well, we don't know. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, it's that whole type business. That's not really a valid way of doing it. I think personally, but yeah, I do agree with you that. Because I don't know, I just don't feel it is, because there's like, we have no evidence of any of these civilizations, and so I don't think that's how it's done. Basically, it's really the density thing, I think, makes more sense. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think it's a more physical way of looking at it, but I think the Confederation has the more correct uh yeah, yeah, interpretation. Mhm. Mhm. I don't know. Mhm. 1966. Wow. Wow. Well, there you go. You're a wanderer, that's for sure. Yeah. Hey, this is just like my last life. Mhm. 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 Yeah. Well, it's 9 o'clock now, so I'm gonna read these last paragraphs. At this, yes, sort of. I think he was busy with something. At this time, we would thank each entity here with the greatest gratitude for inviting our presence this afternoon. You have spoken words of praise for us, and we speak the same words of praise for you. For without your questions and your being, we would not be able to serve the one Creator as we have been able this day. We all serve the one, and we are all the one. However, in our seeming separate forms, we pursue seeming separate paths and are grateful to do so. We are known to you as those of Kuo. At this time, we shall take our leave of this instrument and this group, and we leave you, as always, in the love and in the light of the one infinite Creator, Adonai of Asubaragos. All right. Yeah. End the stream there.